starting with the 2022 midterms. Last night, the primary that everyone was watching was in Wyoming, the state with a population almost as big as a New York subway car. Now, the reason everyone was watching this race is because Liz Cheney was running for re-election. And of course, Liz Cheney has been the most prominent anti-Trump Republican in Congress. She voted to impeach him. She's led the committee investigating him. Basically, she just will not stop talking about that one time he tried to overthrow the American democracy. That was like a million years ago, lady, move on. So anyway, last night's primary was the chance for Wyoming Republicans to declare whether they stood with Liz Cheney or with Donald Trump. And they answered bigly.
Overnight out of Wyoming, a clear message from that state about the direction of the Republican Party. Congresswoman Liz Cheney, who was reelected easily less than 2 years ago, lost badly last night in her primary fight against her Trump-backed challenger, Harriet Hageman.
Cheney's landslide loss was no surprise. She knew she'd pay a price for voting to impeach Donald Trump and then serving as the vice chair of the January 6th committee.
Overnight, the former president writing, Liz Cheney should be ashamed of herself. Now she can finally disappear into the depths of political oblivion.
Okay. First of all, there's no way that Trump wrote that. Disappear into the depths of political oblivion? Really? This is the same guy who said, I don't like saying yesterday. It's a hard word for me. Yesterday. Really? Really? That's not him. You know, if I was to bet, he probably has some guy who just fancies up his words for him. You know, he's like, I want to say something like, Liz Cheney, go bye-bye now. And Prince's like, okay, how about disappear into the depths of political oblivion? He's like, that one is goodly, maybe the bestest, I like it. And look, say what you want. Say what you want about Liz Cheney, but you have to respect how she stood up against Trump, even when she knew she was going to get blown out of her seat. And yes, it is saying something about the state of the GOP that the brave stance was don't hang the vice president, but still, she stood by it. And Liz Cheney isn't the only Republican who fell on her sword. Remember, there were only 10 Republicans in the House who voted to impeach Donald Trump. Out of those 10, 4 lost their primaries to a Trump challenger, and 4 retired so that they wouldn't lose to a Trump challenger. Because right now, any Republican who opposes Trump, he'll flush that away like one of those top secret documents. He doesn't play games. But the Liz Cheney story isn't over yet, because she's vowed that she will still do anything to stop Trump from becoming president again, even possibly running against him in the Republican primary. Yeah. And look, I mean, we must admit, it probably is a long shot. But don't forget, she is a Cheney. If there's one thing they're committed to, it's regime change. And to be honest, if she wants to stop Trump, she doesn't have to beat him in a presidential race. You know, just put a bunch of Reese's Pieces in a line off a cliff. You know, and he'll be like, and this one, and this one, and this one.